Hey, I'm Kendall with BlackOvis. I'm here today in our Arrow ID HQ where all the magic happens and we build the finest custom arrows. We're going to share some of the tips and tricks that we've learned over the years that will help in making the best performing arrows possible. If you're the kind of archer that likes to build your own arrows, follow along as some of these tips and tricks will certainly help you as you refine your own arrow builds. The first tip is squaring the arrow both tip and tail. Squaring the nock end ensures that your nock sits completely flat on the arrow, which equals a proper transfer of the power from the string to the arrow as well as the trajectory. After we make the cut on the front of the arrow, we also square the tip end. This is important to make sure the insert sits flat to the arrow, again giving you perfect flight as well as perfect broadhead or field tip alignment. Second tip is cleaning out the inside of the arrow. Nothing ruins a glue bond like carbon dust. We found that the Q-tips dipped in acetone certainly does a trick and also dries very quickly. Third tip, before installing the wrap, we give the top of the shaft a light sand using a very fine sanding block. This makes sure that there are no uneven ridges or leftover carbon dust. It also ensures better adhesion of the arrow wrap or vanes directly to the arrow shafts. After sanding, of course, make sure that you give the arrow a good wipe down. Fourth tip, primer use. Some vanes require the use of primer pens and others don't. All the AE vanes, except for the hybrid, the tack driver vanes, the silent night vanes, all require the use of primer. Boning vanes don't require or need the use of a primer, other than the heat vanes. But we primer all vanes to allow the vane materials in the fletching process, like the vanes or the arrow wrap, to bond better to the glue. Fifth tip is applying the glue. There's all sorts of strategies out there. This is what we do. In applying the glue on the vanes, we use a 4 or 5 dot technique. 4 obviously for a shorter vane, 5 for a longer vane. We place a dot on each end and then 2 to 3 dots in the middle. Once we place these dots, we use the tip of the glue bottle to smooth out the middle dots. We want to have the cleanest look possible, so once the fletching is glued, we use a Q-tip to clean both sides of the vane so it looks very professional and well done. The sixth and final step is using the tip and tail technique. This is done by placing a dab of glue on both ends of the fletching vane. This adds extra protection and prevents your fletching from peeling off when passing through targets or through game. Sharing these tips and tricks with you today should give you an idea of just how meticulous we are with every single arrow build here in BlackOvis Arrow ID. If you're looking to have some arrows built, we hope that you will trust us with your next arrow build. Using our Arrow ID on BlackOvis.com is super easy, and of course, getting them shipped to your door is very convenient. If you have any questions or like to talk about your next arrow build, please reach out to us, give us a call, drop us an email. Thanks for checking in.